This video will show you how to create your very own comfortable but stylish t-shirt dress with drawstrings on the waistline. You'll be able to create this using any basic t-shirt sewing pattern that you already have in your stash. And if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. My name is Juliet Uzel of SewSewNatural.com, and if you are into creating your own clothes, owning your style and shamelessly but fearlessly showcasing them for everyone to see, then this is the right channel for you. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification right next to it, so when next I upload a video, YouTube would notify you. So for this sewing project, you would require a basic t-shirt sewing pattern. It could be any t-shirt sewing pattern in your stash. I've got a few suggestions for you and they're going to be in the description box below. Just click on that link and it'll provide you with a list of suggested sewing patterns. However, if you'd like me to share a video showing you how to clone your favorite t-shirt into a sewing pattern, let me know in the comments section and I will work towards creating that video for you. So starting off with a straight line, I now need to measure the hem of the bodice. Yeah, this is the front bodice. And now I need to measure the hem of it. The front bodice has a hem of 11 3/8 of an inch. So now I'm going to mark it out on my long line. That's 0 there. And there's 11 3/8 right there. So when I have these measured out now, I'm fine with the bodice. I put the bodice away and then go down by 2 3/8 of an inch. So from the top of the line, 2 3/8 is right there. So 7.5 inches going down again. But do not forget to make sure that this is a right angle. So I'm just going to have that back there and then I'm going to measure out 7.5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 inches right there. I'm going to go up by 7.5 inches. Okay, so from here I then need to determine how wide my hips are. I've measured out my hips and they are 44 inches. So I then need to divide my hips by 4. 44 divided by 4 gives me 11 inches. Then I need to go ahead and add 1 1/4 of an inch. 12 1/4 right there. And then I need to square it down because they all have to be at right angles. So there we have it. So this first part here that we created is where we're going to have our drawstring hole going. So that's my hip measurement. I need to identify how long I want my dress to be. I want my dress to be 30 inches down from the waistline. So I'm going to identify where 30 inches would be. So here's our hip line there. Hip. And we need a straight line down to the hem. Always make sure that you've got this at a right angle. So here's the bottom half of the skirt. That's the hem. Yeah, that's the hem. That's the hip there. Yeah, that's the center front. And we need to have this cut on the fold. But then, this is a very important part. You must be very careful with this part because it slants going to have a slanting line. But it all depends on your body measurements, depending on how wide your hips are. Some people might have narrower hips than their waist, so with that you just need to have it on a straight line. You don't need to do that obviously, so you just have it on a straight line. But if yours is slightly less, you need to draw a straight line from there and it will be slanting. Yeah, so you'd have the line slanting in that direction. But then all you need to do to smooth out that point is to use a curved ruler, something curved, just to make sure it's nice and like you get a nice transition between both lines, because you do not want a sharp point. And that's it, you need to cut out your pattern. So for my dress, I went for buttonholes. I didn't have any eyelets. But if you do have eyelets in your stash, perfect. So with my buttonholes, I made sure that I ironed on a tiny little strip of interfacing. I didn't have any dark interfacing, any dark stretch interfacing, so I opted for a dark woven interfacing. Right, so the purpose of using interfacing is to make sure that your fabric is nicely stabilized beneath the buttonhole on the inside. So I went for a small buttonhole without you know, I didn't go for a long one because, you know, your drawstrings are going to be very small. Okay, so really important to make sure that you stabilize the fabric before you before you sew on your buttonholes. So I'm marking the middle, the midpoint, which is my center front of the skirt. You can see my fabric has been stitched together using stretch stitches. They're also called lightning stitches because they look like lightning, like a lightning bolt. But yes, lightning stitches to make sure that to give way if you know, you stretch your fabric or you know, if you move. This dress style isn't too it's not too fitted, but then it's still required to make sure that you use some sort of stretch stitch for your dress. It's worth mentioning that you should remember to finish off the raw edges of your fabric using any method you prefer to use. For the purpose of this video, I didn't finish my raw edges, but if you prefer to use pinking shears, overlock or serger, however you say it, or any other preferred method, go for it. It's also worth mentioning that you must remember to press your seams as you go to give your garment a nice professional finish. I like to use my unpicker to open up buttonholes. You let me know what's your preferred method. I've made this dress a couple of times, and actually I must say this is my preferred stay or work from home garment, and it's quite stylish but comfortable as well. And in other versions I used my actual fabric to create drawstrings, but then I found this cord that I bought a few months ago, and I thought it fitted nicely with the style of the fabric, and that's the reason why I used it. But you go ahead and create drawstrings by cutting out a nice strip of your fabric and you know, sewing them up, turning them inside out, pressing it, and then feeding it through the channel. I really like this dress, and I think it's the perfect stay or work from home dress if you feel like looking a bit put together but not overdressed. Yeah. As you can see, this was a very quick and easy sewing project, and I have more sewing tips, tricks and inspirations here on the screen for you, so just click there and I will see you on my next video. Enjoy the rest of your day and all the best.